So this is how the contact is a very, very important, let's say, a point or certain. If we were to compare this to say we always every in our everyday life we have a saying that where do we draw the line. Yeah, so that drawing the line, and say, if you, it's like you try to stay inside your line, because if you cross the line, if you cross, let's say, a red line, that means you are inviting all these problems, and sort of all sort of issues, and you generally, to make yourself in peace, you sort of draw the line. Actually, in terms of our mind and mental object, contact is our line. Yeah, contact is our drawing the line, and what we need to do is to stay within the boundary of our fence, our part of the line, and that's why this contact is like it's a that sort of a border, yeah, between us being safe and being out of control and submitting, and letting all these debacles happen. Yeah, so this is how we need to understand the contact. Yeah, and let me give you an example what the Buddha says. This is this is let me give you an example from Sutta Nipata. It's called Dva Yatananu Pasena Sutta. Dva Yatana means the duality, the contemplation of duality. Yeah, this sutta is a very profound sutta, and Buddha goes through many dualities, 18 different kinds of duality. So one of them, the duality, he says that. So Buddha says, be it pleasant or unpleasant, or neither painful nor pleasant, inwardly or outwardly, all what is felt, knowing it as a pain, delusive and brittle, touch after touch, seeing how it wanes, that way he grows dispassionate therein. By the extinction of feeling, it is that a monk becomes hungerless and fully appeased. Okay, so this is quite a this is precisely what I was saying, is that this feeling is cause of all the sort of kind of escalation, and all the sort of problem is that we started to take this feeling, and we started to kind of make a case out of this feeling, and touch after touch, seeing how it went, so that this feeling is caused by contact. We see, this is how the noble disciples, who know how the feeling has arisen. It says that the disciple would see that this feeling is caused touch after touch, seeing how it went. So this feeling, we need to understand what the Buddha is saying, is that we need to understand that feeling as some sort of a spark. It just stays for a few seconds and dissolves. Stays for a few seconds and dissolves. This is how a disciple who knows the feeling is not play with that feeling. Let that feeling be. It's just brittle. It's just too it's too, let's say, unstable. It's very fickle. And there is a sutta in Samyutta Nikaya. This feeling, the Buddha is comparing the feeling to be some sort of bubble. Yeah, some sort of, it just burst, and it just doesn't. It has no substance. So why we are taking this feeling to be of some sort of such a big issue? Yeah. So what the Buddha is saying, that knowing this feeling is brittle, is a very doesn't matter if it is painful or pleasant, or neither painful nor pleasant. It's just a feeling. It's just a bubble. Don't get attached. Don't get kind of hooked on to this feeling. Yeah, and this is how you become free and hungerless and fully appeased. So this is what the Buddha is saying, is that this feeling, you better understand this feeling. Is there is nothing to be kind of taking those sort of delight in that sort of feeling. Just take this feeling, and probably a better word, feeling might sound bit personal and bit emotional. A better way to understand the feeling is just the sensation. Yeah, so it's just a sensation. Just take the feeling as just a sensation. If mosquito bites you, or if if you spill the tea on your finger, just take it as a sensation. Don't feel it. Don't take it as an emotional feeling. Yeah. So this is how you de-escalate the situation, and that's how you become hungerless and fully appeased. So this is this sort of it has got so much meaning, but unfortunately I am trying to just go through the main point as I understand in the context of feeling. So why the feeling is such a brittle and is so kind of fickle and is unstable? It's because it is dependent on contact, and that contact we know is a coming together of two objects. Those two objects are completely there we have nothing in the control over. So you cannot have a kind of a contact by the very notion contact. It means these two things that are coming together have got a completely dissimilar. They are not homogeneous. They not. It's not a kind of a same property. Those two objects of different properties have come together. That's why they made a contact. So you take the contact as made of such a nature. It's compound. It is a coming together of, let's say, two bricks. You cannot join them together. Those bricks are already made. If you had made a bigger brick, then those would have become a kind of single object. Now the two bricks have already been made. No matter how much contact you try to do, you cannot join them together. So they are always, these two bricks are always destined to be broken, to be destroyed. So the contact is in a way, by the very nature, it's unstable. It has no property to last for long. So, and what is there for feeling to be any more stable than the contact? Because feeling is dependent on contact. You have contact, that means because due to having contact, you had a feeling. If you didn't have any contact, the feeling is simply not there. So that's how in a feeling and contact are. We need to see the true nature of contact in this way, is that whenever anything